Hello and welcome. My name is Jackie and I am the Dream Ether. I am and allow myself to be a human aerial conduit for spirit, source, and higher dimensional beings of light, angels, archangels, starseeds, ascended masters, elementals. Yeah, just all of the things. The universe. I talk about life and I talk about spirituality. I talk about healthy ways to connect to source and spirit and how to just be more in your power and show up authentically in your life, however that means for you. So, however that means for me in this moment is I am new to sharing myself on this level. Most people who know me know that I've been on somewhat of a healing journey for at least 5 years now. If you ask me personally, I have been on this journey of self-discovery and very much so guided by Source my entire life. So I have been basically ushered into this type of thing, how I'm showing up on YouTube now. I've been ushered into this for many time now. I wanted to be an actress in high school, and things are kind of coming full circle now. Although I wanted to be an actress because I enjoyed living in somebody else's experience. Maybe it was a way for me to escape my own experience of life at that age. Either way, I started to deviate off of that path as I grew older. So, as a human aerial, or whatever you want to call it, priestess, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter to me because it's all the same. You know, the connection to source, the connection to yourself, and the awareness of the light within yourself is the connection that I am trying to share with you. Okay? Like I said, I'm new at this and I don't really know how this is going to go, but I am just going with the flow, and to do that, there are a few avenues in which I use to help get me into that state of mind, right? First is cleansing, smoke cleansing. I use tobacco. And my hummingbird is here right now. As soon as I said tobacco, he goes. Hummingbird, there's a ancient Mayan legend that involves the hummingbird and a tobacco spirit. I'll have to get into that. I like to work with the elements, air, being an air sign, and using my voice, my thoughts, my intellect. Fire to help spark, cleanse, and restabilize. Fire has been known to actually provide a very nurturing soil after she burns. You know, we look at wildfires sometimes and we think, why? Actually, it's one of Mother Earth's ways of cleansing herself, purging, if you will, that which needs to grow. And in a lot of that, some seeds actually don't grow until that happens. So it's almost like, like the trials that we have in life. We feel like our house is burning down, all hell is breaking loose. It's usually not. It's usually not the case. It feels that way. And the other thing that I like to do is alchemy. There's spiritual alchemy. There is obviously turning lead into gold kind of alchemy. Essentially very the same. So I was actually gifted this olive branch, this tree actually that I'm sitting right in front of. It's right in front of me right now. This olive tree. And this olive tree came to me around my 36th birthday this year. It actually wasn't even to me, but my sister is going to make a garden bed and use it to make mulch and things like that. And being as I am very gifted by Mother Earth and her creatures all the time. Oop, Jeebus. It's getting smoky. How I like it. Goodness gracious. I have been needing that smoke cleanse, so I apologize if it is clogging your screen. We have some guests, so I'm going to put this on pause. All right. The hummingbirds are making beats to the music. Okay. Let's see. The Wild Unknown Tarot. What messages do we have today? I'd like to call in my spirit guides. Oop. I'd like to call in Source and my spirit guides. Archangel Michael, thank you for protecting me. Just bring in the protective energy of my ascended masters and archangels, guardians of the light in the higher dimensions, and any interdimensional contacts that would like to use me as a human aerial for this message, okay? Now, I do already have one message out on the table, and it is a crescent moon. Looks like crescent moon. I have a lot of crescent moon energies, or even it's kind of giving new moon as well. Okay. This is the Nine of Wands. And it's like a stairway. ascending to the moon. And if you see, it starts down here in the darkness, and it's escalating to the light. Okay. And we have the Mother of Wands again here, the Mother of Wands, protecting her eggs. The wand energy always gives me like magic, right? Like you are the commander of your own life. All right? So, I'm not surprised that we have the white horse here. The Five of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles. Swirling around in the rainbow colors, the rainbow of colors. And the wind is here. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Alright, so let's get into this reading and see what message we have today. So starting here, today earlier I was getting a lot of Pegasus and a lot of dragon energy and Easter, like something to do with spring and Easter and the eggs, fertility, things being birthed or rebirthed. Other tobacco. All right. All right. So, as nines usually imply, your journey is near completion. But on this final stretch, you find yourself growing weary. Doubt and fear are running through your mind. The Nine of Wands asks you to rally your confidence and realize how far you've come. Lift your eyes and take a few more steps. Soon, all your hard work will pay off. Personally, this couldn't be more right on it, because I have been struggling since I started this channel to show up. And then I noticed my energy was being depleted because I wasn't showing up for myself and showing up for myself as myself in my truth. And for me, it's a little hard to show up in my truth with so many people in the world not sharing or even knowing their truth. So it gets very, I kind of find that I get in my own way a lot because I'm worried about other people's judgments. I'm worried about what people are going to say. And that's something that I'm working through myself, and kind of how I'm learning to help and channel things for other people and help other people is by being that example myself. So if you are watching this video, thank you. And as I say that, I am drawn to the crescent moon here on my altar box. I make these kits here. I make these kits here to help people connect to themselves more. So these are these little boxes. You can call them travel boxes, mini altar kits, whatever you want to call it, for the beginners, right? For the ones who are just now starting off on this journey of self-discovery, which is something I, again, was a little leery to even share, but this is what I do. This is what I do on the side, outside of being Jackie and outside of living in the Matrix. I make spiritual items for other people to hopefully connect with themselves some more. So in this kit, I have included some items, the elements that are, I believe, necessary in order to build that connection to yourself, right? It's almost like we are all the last airbender in a way, right? So in these kits, I've included some ways to connect to yourself, one of which is these intention scrolls. Okay, these are used for your alchemizing of your energies, right? If you want to get rid of any negativity, any feelings, if you wish to set an intention, things like that, I've included, I believe, 3 of these pieces in here. And also, there are many different ways that you can use this kit. I have included the feather to represent air, okay? And I have also included in here a white quartz rubbing stone, okay? And also a little seashell to represent the water. So we have water, earth, air. You have to supply the fire because I couldn't fit any of that in here. But I have included some little ritual elements as far as tools go. Some elements we have here. We have pink rose quartz. I'm sorry, that's I always say that. I say that because pink Himalayan sea salt has a lot of the same qualities or essences of pink of rose quartz. I don't know why I'm getting so mixed up right now. But anyways, so I've included some of these in here to for people to look into. I will be including some notes in these as well to kind of implement how you can use all of these things. And also selenite. Selenite is one of my absolute favorite crystals because it is always charged up and you can use it all the time without ever needing to cleanse it. Now also you'll see in here I have some dried, I would call it confetti, but I would use this inside of the shell. If you don't have a sage or a smudge stick with you, I've included that in here where you can really just scoop it up inside of the seashell. I use an abalone shell usually myself. This is just a mini travel kit, so, or for your starter witches or your starter, whatever you want to call them. I don't usually like to use the word witch because I don't necessarily say that I am one. I work with angels and I work with Mother Earth and I work with the elements and Source. That's it. I do get a lot of God and Goddess energies that come to me that I use for assistance. I never what's the word I'm looking for? I don't use deities in a way that many have in the past. They come to me because I have a frequency that they honor. Because it is of high respect when a higher dimensional, whether it's from our past or our future, an ancestor, whatever it is, so I just kind of got squirreled there. But anyways, and I do include a little bag in here so that you can keep all of these in your possession a lot easier. They do all fit. So that is something that I'm working on, and this is actually something very much so still in the construction phase, and I think it's just because I haven't really found the right people to that will appreciate or use this information in the way that I have intended it to, which is to connect to yourself and connect to source, and as an empath, which I am, many of you might be as well. I've had to learn how to cleanse my energy, keep my spiritual vessel clear and clean of anybody else's energies, projections, thoughts, and things like that. Because as an empath, there have been times in my life discovering that I was an empath where I did not know how to protect my energy. And those things have made me a lot stronger the more that I've dove into those feelings. For me personally, it started right before COVID. We'll get into that. But so getting back to this card and lifting your eyes and taking a few more steps, and soon you'll see your hard work pay off. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. A lot of the stuff that I started to make began as gifts, because there was a time about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, coming up on 3 years, where I was at a place in my life, again, where I needed to figure some things out for myself, and I began starting where I was at, and I began just doing with what I could, and that's kind of what led me to here. So you never really know where your journey is going to end up, but if you keep on trying, I guarantee you will make it. So if you're feeling like I have been for the past few days, again, our new moon here this month, the last new moon of the astrological new year, has been quite strong. There was a lot of energies. It was also a super moon, so it was amplified, and I personally was born on a new moon, so new moons are always very introspective for me. And I like to use astrology and things of that nature because they actually help me clear out what isn't necessary in a day. Like sometimes I'll be feeling some type of way and I'll look up the alignments for the day, and even further, I look up the alignments that are specific to my natal chart. And there's a website that you can look into that yourself. It's called Cafe Astrology. It's a website. I don't believe that they have an app. That's how long I've been using this website. But what they do is they will give you the astrological, like your horoscope. They'll give you your horoscope based on your natal chart, your specific location in the universe, and where everything else was at in accordance to your moment in time to being birthed into this incarnation. It's the best way I can explain a natal chart. So the Mother of Wands is a vibrant woman and a happy mother. Family comes first to her, and she's very protective of it. She is the dominant parent within the home. Though proud and determined, she has enough grace and beauty that you'd hardly notice her forceful nature. Oftentimes, she has overcome great pain or trauma in her life, and it's important not to get on her bad side. So, as somebody who has been through quite a lot of pain and trauma in my life, I would suggest that it is pretty good advice not to get on my bad side, or maybe not to get on your bad side either, right? Some people take people that are spiritual and introspective as weak, or that they can be easily manipulated, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. All right. We have the Five of Cups and this white horse here. I've been getting a lot of white stag, white swan, white horse energy, like pure energy, and I get a lot of messages from spirit animals. So the two spirit animals that I see in this in this layout right now is that of the serpent and the horse, right? So the Four or the Five of Cups Five of Cups. All right. So I do want to remind everyone that this is a collective reading, and please only take what resonates. And if it's not something that, just don't make it fit. I always hear readers say this, don't make it fit if it doesn't fit for you, okay? If it doesn't fit for you, then be peaceful about what you hear and leave the rest for somebody else. It's as simple as that. For me, when I listen to tarot, I don't usually ever take what they say. Sometimes the readers, one of which that I absolutely love is Cleo Raw. She is, I feel very, very close connection to her. She always speaks the truth, and she speaks out on things that are kind of a little controversial, but that is what it is, I guess, to be someone who can see the truth and speak the truth and be the voice for the truth. So that being said, I have the Five of Cups, and it indicates a time of sorrow. A relationship may fall apart, or an old friend could slip away, and there will be disappointment and even regret. When this card appears, it's important not to make any hasty decisions. It may also be helpful to look at it may be also helpful to look at the type of expectations you place on others. Perhaps they can never do enough to please you. So, that's a kind of interesting message coming through right now, with the fact that, when we stand in our truth and when we stand in our power as chosen ones, because as a chosen one, it is what it sounds like. You've been chosen. Just as myself, I did not choose to come on to the YouTube and start sharing messages to people out of my own volition. This came from much higher than me. Much higher than me. And it's taken everything in me to actually stand in my power and take that call and own it. It's not an easy thing to do, and you will go through people who, you'll start to see really quickly who is on your team, because as humans, we have two spiritual teams. There are two spiritual teams, and they actually are both inside of us, good and evil, right? Light and dark, left and right, whatever you want to say. We ultimately are the commanders of our soul. So whatever spiritual team within you that resides at a higher ground, because you've allowed yourself to connect to it that way, will ultimately decide what side of what spirit team your soul resides. And we are in a free will universe, so you ultimately have the choice at the end of the day if you want to choose to see the light, or if you want to choose to see the dark and stay in the darkness. That's up to you, and I have no judgments on that, because I myself had to go through the darkness to find a lot of my own light. I had to be the light for myself a lot of times in order to even find the light. It sounds so silly and so cliche, but it's so true. You cannot have light without darkness. Usually the lights are only lit for times when it's dark, right? So let's resonate on that for a minute. Now, we have the 10 of Pentacles. All right, so okay. All right, here we are. So this card, the 10 of Pentacles signifies material and spiritual abundance in nearly every area of your life. The number 10 usually indicates completion, and in this case, the journey was well worth it. So be generous, not only with your money, but also with your wisdom. Provide guidance to those who struggle, and you will be rewarded tenfold. Things like this for me are so amazing, because here I am recording this and sharing my wisdom, which has come from much higher planes than mine. It indicates completion. And in this case, the journey was well worth it. And we started this reading off with the journey card. And this is giving, like, we are almost there.